Hi everyone, welcome back to part 12 of TemTem playthrough. In the last episode, we decided to go ahead and steal some of Ballesto's uniforms so that we could actually sneak into Banyan tree. I believe we'll be going ahead and making our way back over there and talk to Carlos, who's actually waiting for us. Now, in the area that we are in, we can't really turn back as we did cross a point of no return at some point. So we do have to make our way all the way around and go from there. So here we are. I just healed up my TemTems in the Temporium. As for this item over there, I believe we'll be able to actually get it. There we go. It is at an angle, but that is on that item. Making our way across the bridge. It's called the Glassy Way, which is the lower part of ulterior amnesia. Unfortunately, we still do not have the skates, so I won't be able to take the glassy pathway over there. But there is another route which we have to actually take. Before that, I just went to this side area, which is actually a dead end. And apparently we have two more Ballesto soldiers over here, which is surprising. I guess it's time for me to just go ahead and take them down. I wasn't really sure why they are here. Maybe they are doing something here in Nak volcano. After all, we did just pass its entrance just in the end of last episode. Unfortunately, it is also covered with glassy pathways, so we definitely need skates. Hopefully, I'll be able to get some. Maybe once we do clear out the banyan tree issue, maybe we might get it. But for now, let me quickly focus on taking this steamer here down. I wonder what they're actually doing here. The volcano is a really good place for you to go ahead and try to find some fire TemTems. There are quite a few of them over there and the selection is pretty good. I myself am going to go ahead and catch my fire TemTem over there. Until then, I just gotta go ahead and try to use the ones I have in my team. Right now, the only fire TemTem that is actually accessible to kind of use is Banapi here. I believe Raybar is also a TemTem you'll be only able to catch on a later stage. So if you want to use a fire TemTem for the upcoming dojo, I would definitely recommend just training up Banapi and then maybe switching it out to other TemTems. Banapi is definitely not one of the best TemTems out there for fire type. So I would definitely recommend looking into it, unless of course you really like this one. After defeating the first one, here is the second one. The second soldier has 3 TemTems, surprisingly. Scrunch is pretty easy to take down if you do have a mental TemTem. At this point, if you haven't chosen the starter, I believe the only other mental TemTem that's actually accessible to you is Banji. So I would recommend having one in the team. Scrunch otherwise is a pretty difficult TemTem to take down. Of course, it took down my Saipat as well. But thankfully, I'll be able to take it down in the next turn. Tendril is definitely now super strong. I just remember struggling using it when it was a Hauchik. But once it did evolve, it is able to hold its own. And definitely is participating pretty well on these battles. Right here at the end we do get a item, but you also see a platform on the top. So I'm guessing that it's the platform that actually comes out from the volcano. Hopefully I'll be able to check it out on a later stage. For now, we are going to go ahead and take up the glass pathway that is running right alongside the glassways. Here we have our first pair of tamers, and it seems that they have a Valor, which is really cool. I have actually used one in my team before, and it definitely is a super cool TemTem. It is part fire and earth. I believe it's the first earth TemTem that is actually accessible to you. The earliest Earth TemTem that we'll be able to find other than Valar would be in the 4th region, which is called Kisiwa. So definitely you do have a long way to go if you want to catch a Earth TemTem. In the meanwhile, just for the accessibility sake, you could definitely go ahead and use Valar. Anyway, here is the next TemTem, or the tamer, I'm sorry. This one has 2 more. I should be able to take them down pretty easily. Most of these TemTems we've already seen before, and it's much easier to take them down considering that we do know their typing. Couple of them we do see newly. We are able to actually catch them in this area, and we just need the accessibility like the volcano. But of course this pathway is pretty long. I believe this episode took me around 1 hour to go through. We have a ton of tamers, and this is really a good place to go ahead and level up your TemTems, especially considering the fact that we have another dojo coming up, and considering that dojos in this game is pretty tough, this is really a good chance to go ahead and level up your TemTems. We also get a bunch of items in this route, which is pretty good. The only downside of this route is that we don't really have a way of healing up our TemTems. Of course, you could use your items, but if you want to go ahead and heal up your whole team, I believe that you'll have to go all the way back to where the Temporium was. Either way, I'm not too worried about it. I have a couple of good items, so I should be pretty good. In between, if I do struggle, I'll go ahead and just heal up my TemTems. It's always easier for me to actually run back rather than healing up using items. Usually I do not enjoy using items in between battles, and this also goes for Pokemon games. I believe the only time I've actually used items were when all of my other TemTems were down and I really had to revive one. I guess that's the fun of it. You can either go ahead and use your healing items right away in the battle, or wait until the battle has completed before going ahead and using them. Here's an old man who is actually pretty funny. He thinks that we are a TemTem and tries to throw the Tem cards at us, which is hilarious. He also has the TemTem Grandpa, which is a reference to his old age. I thought this was pretty funny. Thankfully, I do have Gazuma, and it wasn't too difficult to actually take his TemTems down. There we go. Now, I did speed up this video, and the main reason for that is that I didn't want to really break this one into 2 more parts. After all, we are just making our way back to where we are supposed to be. If you'd like to see my videos without me speeding them up, please let me know, and I can definitely go ahead and divide these videos into smaller parts. I'm usually not a big fan of, I guess, just seeing the video in a normal speed, and that's the reason why I speed up my videos. At this point, we do have a division. This seems to be a dead end, but I believe we have at least an item down here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and battle these 2 trainers. Seems like they have Raybird, which is pretty cool. They have 6 different TemTems. This might be a tough battle, but let's see how it goes. I really should have switched into Saipat at this point, but that's okay. Alright, they must have caught these Raybirds in the volcano, because that's the only place we'll be able to find them. Good thing is that I'm able to team up with Gazuma and Saku. They're definitely working very well together, although I might have to make them wait a bit more. Personally, I'm actually excited to get the skates. There are a couple of different places where we're able to explore once we do get them. The main thing being the volcano, and there also is a cave back in Dennis, which is accessible only through skates. We have only a couple of items over there, but those items are pretty helpful. The third area that we are gonna go next to is also gonna have a lot of areas where we have to skate. but I'm really not sure how accessible our skates are gonna be, so let's see how that works. For now, let me quickly go ahead and go down to the dead end, see what we have here. Ooh, we have 2 items, pretty helpful. Most of these are enhanced berries. I believe if you're just going through a normal playthrough like I am, enhanced berries are really not that helpful. But if you are trying to do competitive playing, which is actually available in this game, I believe those berries are pretty helpful. Moving forward, we're actually halfway there. We have 2 new tamers here with 4 TemTems. Thankfully, most of these TemTems are actually around the level 25 or 28, so it's pretty easy for us to actually defeat them. They also give us a fairly good amount of experience, which helps me kind of level up. I'm hoping to have my TemTems around level 40 by the time I go ahead and challenge the dojo. Even though it seems that I am over leveled over here, it really isn't the case. Either way, it seems that we are definitely having a better time defeating these 2 tamers than the last one. There we go. We have taken both of them down in one hit as well. Ooh, a new move. I decided to not teach the new move as Saku's moveset right now is pretty good. I don't think I'll be really changing it up much unless of course there is a better move to be learned. We're almost there. As you can see the Temporium in the background. That is where we are supposed to go. Right here we're actually battling an electrician, which is surprising considering that we don't really have too many electronics laying around. The only ones that I can actually think about are the Temporium themselves. So I believe he probably has come to help them. If not, I'm really not sure why the electrician would be here. I mean, unless of course he's in his break. He does have some really good TemTems. Decided to go ahead and switch into Tentacle when I did see a scrunch. It's just easier that way. As for Saku, it definitely did pretty good damage. Let me quickly go ahead and take down the last TemTem here. I'm actually kind of running low on health. I might have to go ahead and use up a couple of items. But let's see how far we are from the actual area. We have another one here as well. Almost missed this guy considering that he was in the side. The only reason I actually saw him was because of the screen that he was actually holding. I think it's super easy for you to actually skip out these optional trainers considering the locations they are usually in. They're so out of the way. Unless you're really exploring the game, you might actually miss them. Which reminds me, there is a sticker that I completely forgot about in, I believe, right here in this region. It was right on the path. It's back in Nanga, and I have to definitely go ahead and get that sticker at some point. I definitely have that written down. Either way, moving on forward, seems that we are almost there. We have another tamer here. My god, we have a lot of them. I think this is at least the 10th one we are actually battling. It's a pretty long pathway. I really wish they had actually kept a healer in between this, just to give us a chance to heal up our TemTems. I mean, we certainly can heal up our TemTems using the items, but I feel that just having a healer is much better. This is definitely a trend that is going to happen, are going to be there for the rest of this game, where we have longer routes with a lot of tamers and nowhere to really heal up our TemTems. So unless you're stocking up on money, it's pretty difficult. Anyway, here we are. This is the end of the route itself, and we are back where we started. I decided to go ahead and talk to this mom who was complaining that her daughter has joined Ballesto clan just because of some love interest, or because of her feeling that she belongs to that clan. She had actually asked for our help and I did try to talk to her, but I think that quest was kind of cut off because she didn't really acknowledge me. Either way, I am back in the other region. This I believe is Superior Amnesia, and we actually are making our way back to Banyan tree where Carlos is. Now, while making my way back, I actually saw a Babawa, which is a new TemTem, which you'll be able to find in the small pond in this route. I believe I've talked about this pond the last time we actually explored it. Just like Banshee, which you can actually find in its final form, Babawa is the same. If you want to find its pre-evolution, you have to definitely go ahead and breed it. We do have a breeding center in Nanga, so you'll be able to go ahead and breed it over there. At some point, I might have to go back for breeding Banshee as well, but that thing I'll leave it at the end of the game. The main reason why I'm struggling here is that I am unable to actually do any damage. It's so lower in level that even one move actually took it down. Unfortunately, I did kill that one. While looking around, I was able to find the green Koish, which is actually part water and nature type. Pretty cool, but not something I'll be actually using in my team. In this case, let me at least try and catch this one. Hopefully I won't actually take it down accidentally. Ooh, it did take me some time. I definitely do have enough temp cards, so hopefully I'll be able to catch it. Yep, there we go. At least we have got one of them. In the next encounter, I was able to find a Babawa again. I'm sorry if I did mispronounce it back then. I'm really not sure how to pronounce all of these TemTems. I'm just trying my best. Let me know in the comment section if you think I've pronounced anything wrong. Babawa is also part water and nature, and I believe it is pretty strong defensively. Definitely something to try out, but for now, since I do have Saku, I'm just gonna go ahead and keep using it instead of adding a newer team member. But there we go. These are the two new TemTems you'll be able to find in this small pond. This is the only water body you'll be able to find in this region, so definitely go ahead and try to catch them. Now, you don't really have to catch Babawa here. You'll be able to find it in the upcoming third region as well, but if you do, it's pretty helpful. Since we are back, all I did was go ahead and put on my uniform and enter that way. It seems that we have to actually protect Carlos from all of these people. We also have a couple of battles with the grunts. Let me go ahead and defeat all of them. Now, Banyan tree right here actually looks way different from how it's supposed to look like, and this is mainly because of the Bel Soto team members. They are definitely destroying this place. We better actually stop them from it. They also have some pretty tough TemTems, considering that most of these are fully evolved. This might be a bit of a tougher battle, but let's see how it goes. I also decided to go ahead and bring out Gazuma at this point, as both of these TemTems are, I guess, weak to Gazuma's moves, especially Grandpa over there. Alright, ooh, Shamiz, shouldn't be too tough. Let's see if both of them go down, and they do. That is good. One more TemTem left. Let's see which one it is, and it's a Fomu. Not bad. But there we go. That is the first two grunts right here. I really wonder what is the final goal for Bel Soto trainers here. I mean, their team or their clan has been really destroying half of this place. I really wonder what they're looking out for. I mean, they haven't really talked more about what they're trying to achieve, other than just trying to get some items from various forts as well as sacred places. I'm guessing they have a pretty huge plan. At some point we might have to defeat them. We haven't really got to see much of the leaders either, other than Lady Lottie. So I wonder if there are others or if it's just Lady Lottie here. The other thing that I'm thinking about is that we might actually find her here as well. So I'm wondering if we'll be battling her once more, or maybe we just are going to encounter her. Let's see how this goes. Right, here's Evolvere, which is a really cute TemTem. It does evolve into, like I mentioned before, a fire earth TemTem. Definitely pretty helpful if you want to have a earth TemTem in your team pretty early. I mean, it actually helps you if you are going against the dojo, but I don't think you'll be able to find this TemTem until after dojo, so it's really not that helpful at this point. But of course, it seems that we are definitely doing a bit of a dent on all of these teams. Hopefully I do have enough healing items to heal up my own team at this point. Alright, let me go ahead and head out front. There we go. Let me quickly heal up my team members as well. We have 2 more grunts left after these 2 which we are battling right now. I wonder how many more we have. Ooh, a scrunch, huh? Pretty good thing that I have dental up in front. That was a really good choice right there. As for Taifu, it should be going down pretty soon as well. To be honest, nature TemTems in this game are pretty tougher. I mean, as far as I've seen, grass type Pokemons are really not that great. I mean, they are really good starter Pokemons, but I don't really feel that they're that helpful at the end of the game. But nature TemTems in this game are pretty tough and can actually hold their own, so I'm pretty happy to see that. Seems that one of these grunts also have a crystal, which is surprising. After all, these TemTems are only found in the 3rd region, which means that this person must have gone to the 3rd region or at least traveled there to catch this TemTem. Or maybe they just got it as a gift, who knows. Although it is pretty interesting to see other TemTems in this region as well. Let me quickly go ahead and take down the last TemTem that is on field. Thankfully I do have Gazuma up in front, which makes it way easier. There we go. Let's see what they have to say. I guess they did find out that I am really not a part of their clan. Either way, I'm pretty happy for a bit more experience on all of these battles. Here we have the next 2. Alright, pretty tougher ones, and there are actually 5 TemTems on the team. Let's see how this battle goes. I believe before I go down to the next floor, I might have to heal up all of my TemTems. But for now, I'm just gonna try and use the 2 that I have up in front here. Initially, I wasn't really sure if I could cover Banyan tree in this episode, considering that this is a whole new area where we're actually supposed to go through all of these grunts. But let's see. I mean, till now I haven't felt that this is actually too long. I might go for 10 more minutes and maybe end this episode after that. Hopefully I'll be able to complete this area by the end of this episode. After all, in the next one, I definitely want to go back and take on the next dojo master. These were the last 2 Bel Soto clan members or grunts here. Before going down, I'm going to quickly pick up these items. I was actually running out of healing items. Thankfully, I was able to find 3 more here, which is very helpful. Moving on forward, it seems that we are ready for our last couple of battles. It seems that we have Bel Soto Melee and NCO. I really don't know what that actually means, but it seems that they are actually higher in rank than the other grunts that we did go against. Let's see if we are able to take these 2 down as well. They only have 4 TemTems, which is actually equal to mine. but of course my TemTems are much higher in level. And the good thing is that all of my TemTems are around level 40, which is very helpful for the upcoming battle. Hopefully I'll be able to, I guess, at least give my best for the battles. There we go. Now Spazi is a TemTem that we have seen a couple of times before, but we are not actually able to catch this one until you go to the 5th region, which is actually surprising. I mean, considering the trend that we have seen the TemTems till now, it's pretty surprising to see a TemTem that comes so late in the game being accessible to a couple of people right here. Spazi is also, I believe, electric TemTem and evolves into electric melee, or maybe it is part melee right now as well, so you might have to be a bit careful about it. Either way, there we go, we have defeated them as well. We have 2 more left. I'm just gonna go ahead and heal up Tental just in case. Ooh, we have the Bel Soto Lieutenant. In the meanwhile, Carlos does sneak out and goes into a room. I wonder what's really in there. But for now, we'll have to go ahead and defeat the Lieutenant, who has pretty tough TemTems, as you can see. TemTems are gonna range until level 30, so you do have to be a bit careful on this battle. The other thing is that these TemTems are pretty higher in stats, considering that they are full evolutions. Especially the Mastion over there, which is actually part water and fire type TemTem, is the one in the right. But thankfully I do have Gazuma. Hopefully I'll be able to make some pretty good damage. There we go. I'm a bit worried about Tental, but let's see if we are able to take most of them down. At this point I decided to switch out Gazuma and bring in Saipat. The opposite team Gazuma also goes down. Hopefully Saipat will be able to use Tsunami to take down Velver. The last TemTem, the Lieutenant, actually has Focus, which is actually the evolution of Focus. Focus is a TemTem that is available in Dennis, but you'll not be able to actually catch it as it's in a special patch of grass, which is only accessible through climbing. You'll be able to access it once you go through the 3rd region, but for now we'll be just seeing its evolution over here. Either way, there we go, we have defeated the Lieutenant as well. Thankfully, since I do understand the type matching, I am able to have a better battle against most of these people. Unfortunately, I don't get to see the room. Carlos just pulls me out, and it seems that we have to make our way back. He also mentions Anak Volcano, which is something we have to definitely check out. He also gives us the crystal skates, which is really cool. I think it's time for me to go ahead and go to Anak Volcano, considering that there is something very fishy happening over there. And just like Carlos said, he is actually going to go back to Nanga, which is our eventual destination. But I think we can take a small detour. This actually gives you a chance to go ahead and get a fire TemTem, which is actually very helpful for the upcoming dojo. So I would definitely recommend doing that. We also have this small patch of grass here, which has a couple of fully evolved TemTems, which you may or may not have a chance to catch before. I mean, in my case, I was able to catch both of them, so I really don't have to worry about this. But if you weren't able to catch them in the previous areas, definitely this is the place to come. There are also a couple of areas where we'll be able to crystal skate back in Nanga as well, which is pretty helpful. Right, in the next episode, I'm gonna go ahead and go back to Ulterior Amnesia and explore the Anka volcano. Hopefully, we'll be able to catch a couple of new TemTems as well as a new team member. I'm super excited for it. If you all enjoyed this episode, please put a like, and if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to my channel as it really helps me a lot. If you'd like to support me more on Patreon, check out the links in my description. And I'll see you all in the next one.